I came across this Instagram reel
Oh, yeah.
that was talking about how faith rightfully should include doubt. And I was just kind of listening to it, and I jotted down some notes, and it really just helped me not just like understand it, but help correlate and tie the two together.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
As Christians, certainty is not the goal. Jesus says your faith has made you well, not your certainty has made you well. Faith by definition should include doubt, which rules out certainty. Certainty requires no trust, which is why Jesus calls us to faith and not certainty. He wants us to trust in him. You know, like if you look through the Bible, Abraham, Moses, David,
Yeah.
they all had their doubts. They all questioned their destiny, whatever Jesus had in store for them. Even Jesus' own disciples doubted him. Peter doubted him and rejected him 3 times.
Yeah.
And by no surprise, Jesus was not surprised. He knew that was going to happen. And I think as believers in Christ, in order to realize that your faith is mature, it doesn't mean that all your questions should be answered. It means that you're trusting in God regardless, and you're trusting him through his grace in you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We are so excited.
It's been so long.
It's been so long.
We've been procrastinating this for quite some time now.
I mean, good reason.
Good reason,
just
yeah.
busy.
Yeah. I know we're missing Taylor today,
Yeah.
so I figured
Poor
we'd
Taylor.
just
do it.
do something, you know?
You just gotta do it.
Do something. Get back on
Yeah.
the saddle,
Yeah,
you know, just
even if it's not in the studio.
Even if it's not in the
you're
studio.
Missing a person.
Yeah, I think we're transitioning away from the usual studio at the
Yeah.
time to we're gonna try new spaces and new looks
Yes.
to just kind of see what works.
Yeah, just try it out.
Sweet. Yeah, I think a great place to start
Yes.
is we've been having conversations around faith and having doubts in your faith.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to kind of be the overall topic for the day.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this is going to go. This might be a pretty
Might be a short
brief one. Might be a short one, quick
Might
and easy.
be a long one. Who knows?
We could be here for forever. It
Who
could be
knows?
dark when we finish.
It might. Probably won't, but it
No,
might.
I don't think it will.
If it gets dark, it's because the cameras died, I think.
I came across this Instagram reel
Oh, yeah.
that was talking about how faith rightfully should include doubt. And I was just kind of listening to it, and I jotted down some notes, and it really just helped me not just like understand it, but help correlate and tie the two together.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
As Christians, certainty is not the goal. Jesus says your faith has made you well, not your certainty has made you well. Faith by definition should include doubt, which rules out certainty. Certainty requires no trust, which is why Jesus calls us to faith and not certainty. He wants us to trust in him. You know, like if you look through the Bible, Abraham, Moses, David,
Yeah.
they all had their doubts. They all questioned their destiny, whatever Jesus had in store for them. Even Jesus' own disciples doubted him. Peter doubted him and rejected him 3 times.
Yeah.
And by no surprise, Jesus was not surprised. He knew that was going to happen. And I think as believers in Christ, in order to realize that your faith is mature, it doesn't mean that all your questions should be answered. It means that you're trusting in God regardless, and you're trusting him through his grace in you.
That's good. No, I think a lot of it, totally spot on. One thing that kind of just made me think about it was a few years back. I was in a Rooted group. It's this Bible study that our church we go to offers, and one of the girls in my group, Kendall, she was saying how one of the biggest things about what shows like how strong of faith you are is when you kind of start to listen to the pastors, but don't just believe everything they say and just go like, kind of question it more, and not in a way to debunk them, but just to figure out, okay, the Lord and the Bible is the truth at the end of the day, and all of us, we're doing our best to try to figure it out the best, but sometimes we might stumble or get it wrong. Like, it could be anyone from, like, just one of our friends to someone even higher up in the church. I mean, it's just always just good to stay a bit guarded and just to ask questions, because then it'll just point you to more truth at the end of the day. Like, I don't think there's any kind of doubt that could steer you away if you go to search into it more, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I remember when we were talking about, like, is it okay to doubt your faith? It's absolutely okay. I think a lot of people, they get concerned when they start to question their faith or God's plan for them. And I think it's often their fear of, like, am I genuinely truly in this? Is it in my heart? Am I really believing this? And I kind of like how you talked about how, like, listen to your pastors, but don't always take everything to heart, because they're also imperfect people just like us. It's funny because I'm one of those people who will always go to his friends to not just seek out advice, but to seek out perspective.
Oh, yeah.
And I always like to tell people, like, I'm not looking for an answer. I'm just looking for someone's thoughts and intuition on a specific situation.
That's good.
What you tell me doesn't mean that I'm automatically going to receive it, soak it in, and use it all. I might listen to you and be like, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. Like, but I always love to hear everybody's perspectives, because often you can take pieces of it to create the entire picture. And that often helps bring clarity. Or there's even times where, like, Jillian has told me, like, sometimes God speaks through people. And sometimes it's hard to see that or realize that, but often, like, if you're hearing the same thing from several different people at several different times, maybe that is God's way of speaking to you.
Yeah. And it's hard to, like, accept that sometimes, because a lot of times we just want to say, no, like, they don't know what they're talking about, like, they didn't know that person, or they don't get the situation, or, like, whatever it is. We just want to hold on to our truth, or what we think is
or what
true.
we want for ourselves. We often might want to seek out someone's response based on what our hearts want, not what God actually wants for us. So we'll continue to ask people more and over and over and over again until we get someone to say what we want them to say, and then we validate that specific answer.
Yeah. I feel like I totally used to do that. Like, I still do that, but there were times, like, back in college that I could think of where I just wanted to hear what I wanted. Like, I didn't want to hear that this one thing isn't true, or that this is a lie, or whatever it is. And yeah, it's funny how that happens. Yeah. Has there been anything, I guess, in your faith lately that you've been doubting, or even just something, I guess, in the past that you used to doubt, but...
I think a general question I always kind of ask myself or grow concerned with is, like, the whole idea of we as Christians, you know, once our life here on earth is over and we go to the gates of heaven, that I go to meet Jesus and Jesus tells me, like, be gone, I never knew you. And I think that's something that I always get concerned with. Like, am I doing this right? Have I truly accepted him? Am I walking alongside him? And sometimes I question, like, do I really believe I'm going to heaven? Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this according to how he intends us to do it? My biggest concern is that I go my whole life believing that I truly know him and he truly knew me, and then once my life's over here, that I get there and I realize that he never did truly know me.
Say that last part again. That he didn't.
I was
truly
saying my
no,
biggest...
no, like, I heard you, but, like, I want you to say that again.
My biggest
Because I kind
concern
of want to dive into that.
my biggest concern is that when my life here on earth ends, that I believe I lived a life knowing Jesus, but then when I actually get there, that Jesus is going to look at me and say, "Be gone, I never truly knew you."
Yeah. I feel like that's something that a lot of non-believers, like, when they hear that, they go, like, well, how does Jesus have a relationship with me? Like, if he's never knew me. And I think it's almost something when, and I could be totally wrong, but when I hear that, I almost hear it as Jesus saying, like, hey, you never knew me, or we never were able to have this deep connection because you never opened up to me. And I think sometimes we can put it on Jesus and say, oh, well, he didn't accept me into heaven, though. Like, that's on him. That's not on me. And it's like, no, like, he's doing everything to get you in, and you just have to do one thing, and that is just accept the love from him and live that out. And yeah, I think a lot of times, at least I think I used to kind of see it that way, and that's what confused me a lot about faith, was that it was like I had to do something to earn it. And I don't know, I feel like it's just lately that I've been able to understand more that there's nothing in my ability that I could do to earn it, but it's Jesus that dying on the cross. That's what did that for me. So yeah.
What are your thoughts on, because I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of religions out there that have the stance that in order to enter heaven you have to do their work. But for Christianity is you are saved not through works but saved through grace.
Yeah.
But Jesus also calls us to do his work for him.
Yeah.
So where do you think the line is drawn, or where do you think it blends together where we're saved by grace through his works, not necessarily through good works? Like, just because you helped the needy or fed the poor or served in your church, it doesn't mean you're automatically going to go to heaven.
Yeah.
But Jesus does call us to do work. Like, you're not just going to accept him into your heart, acknowledge that you know him and believe him and that he died on the cross for you, and then you're just going to all of a sudden just go to heaven and be forgiven for everything you do in this life. Like, he does call us to take action. And where do you think, like, do you think there's a line where like not necessarily like, oh, like I'm a believer but I'm not serving in my church, that doesn't mean you're going to heaven, but do you think it,
oh, this is a good question.
do you think, like, yes, I'm saved through his faith, but I'm also called to spread the gospel, spread his word, create more disciples?
Honestly, that's something I think about a lot. And honestly, first of all, I'm going to say I don't know. I don't know a true solid answer on this, but from what I've kind of have lived through so far in my life, I feel that when I've accepted Christ into my heart, it made me want to serve more and help others. And I don't know if it's more in the line of once you accept him, once you start getting into the word, once you start, I guess, living Christ-like, then you start to, those things just come naturally more. But at the same time, there's things like the Good Samaritan, where it wasn't necessarily someone who was that religious, but they still went and helped someone in need. I think it's tricky. I don't know, honestly. I definitely think that all of these things are really important things to do. Like, the first one, obviously, accepting Jesus into your heart and just knowing that he is Lord. But also, we are still called to, live out this life good and be able to bring others to Christ, but also help those in need, be a friend to others, be a father and mother, be good people. And yeah, there's a lot of Christians who aren't good people. There's a lot of Christians I know who say they're Christian, but based on their actions, I don't know if I would label them as Christian. So it's definitely hard. I think, I don't know, Jacob. Let's hear it from you. What do you think about this?
I know for me, because the longest time, like I believed it. I believed in God and Jesus and that He died for our sins and that we're saved through His sacrifice. But like you said, I wasn't really living the life. I was very much that watered down Christian who was kind of just playing like hokey pokey with my belief, having one foot in, one foot out.
Shake it all about.
Shake it all about.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I started taking my faith more seriously that I found myself wanting to serve, wanting to spread, wanting to share. And I remember a while back, a couple months ago, I remember telling Brandon, I was like, yeah, I go to work all day, every day. And there are days where I come straight here from work. I don't even really go home. But like when I get here, it doesn't feel like work. I feel like I'm like resting. Like this isn't work for me. I'm resting while I'm here serving, whether it be in young adults, whether it be in youth ministry. And he was explaining to me, he's like, it's because you're resting in your belief, you're resting in Christ. And that's the whole thing with like even the Sabbath. Like the Sabbath doesn't mean you're supposed to just like lounge on the couch and watch Netflix all day. It means you're supposed to rest in His presence through reading scripture, through prayer, through serving. It's not this like rest, I'm going to go lay in bed. It's this rest, I'm going to spend time with Him.
Yeah.
And that for me was like the big contrast in like, this is me doing His work in the truest light I can possibly ever see from my own perspective, was feeling the want and the desire to serve.
Yeah, I think it definitely comes down to the heart of serving, like how you're serving.
Or the why.
And why, because there's a lot of people even now who they'll be doing all this stuff like helping out the homeless but taking photos of it, or going on mission trips and then taking photos with the kids and putting on their Instagram, like things that their true purpose of doing it, like is it to get others' attention or is it to serve these people and to help them? And yeah, I think being in a spot where like you said, how you're coming home from work from a long day, but you don't even get home yet. You go straight into church to start serving, to helping out in the youth group. That to me shows like a servant's heart for the Lord. Someone who's, even though they're tired, they get excited to want to help out others. And I think, yeah, it just comes down to the heart of it. Like, why are you doing it? Who are you doing it for? Yeah, it's
What's
a
your
tricky
posture
one.
around it?
Ooh, that's a good word.
Yeah.
I like that.
Your heart posture means so much when
That's good.
when you're serving or you're trying to do good. Am I doing it to show others I'm a good person? Am I doing it to validate that I think I'm a good person? Or am I doing it because I just genuinely love doing it?
Yeah.
And that's the key. You sometimes have to self-reflect and ask yourself,
Yeah.
like, why? Why am I doing this? Why do I want to do this?
Because there are like people who do really good things, but for the wrong reasons. And, you know, these good things are still good, but if the root of it isn't as good, I think the fruit that comes from it won't be as tasty.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely.
Yeah.
What about you? What are some doubts that you think you have in your faith?
Oh man. Yeah. Lately I've just been doubting God's plan for me. Like I've been having a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, like God has a husband for you." And I'm just like, I don't believe that. Like I don't know about that. And yeah, I've just been kind of doubting that, just because I'm like, who knows, I could be one of those people that just dies alone, and that's okay. But yeah, it's just been something on my heart lately, I've noticed. I don't know if it's just because I'm single or if it's just that season of life where I'm seeing all my friends get married and having kids, and I can just start to doubt myself a lot and doubt God's plan for me. Um, and I think just remembering that, hey, all of these people who love you are telling you that, hey, God does have someone in store for you. God does have a plan for you. Um, I'm I'm trying to believe that more and just pray into that. And I'm slowly just been seeing more peace in that. One thing I kind of think about is how after graduating college, I was looking for a job and couldn't find one for like 2 years. And I was just really getting discouraged, thinking, okay, God's not got a job for me. I'm going to live with my parents forever, and that's that. But no, He does have a plan for us. I was really blessed to get to start working at my church. And honestly, it was all just in God's timing. And I think that's what I'm starting to realize right now is that I think God does have someone for me. Like, see, I'm still even doubting that by saying, like, I think, just because I don't want to mess up God's plan for me, I guess. Like, I don't want to be so boastful and saying, oh, I'm going to get someone. And maybe, who knows, God's plan might not be that. But I just want to be happy in whatever it is. Yeah. So I think lately I've been doubting God's plan for me, but also knowing that He's literally the creator of the universe. I think He's got this.
I remember, cause I had this talk with Jillian similarly around like you said, like, is there someone out there for me? Like for me, is there a wife out there for me? We had this talk several months ago, and one thing she told me is like, you first have to accept, like, are you going to be okay if God's plan for you is to be single your entire life? Like, you have to accept, like, are you okay with that? Like, I've been single my entire life, and I'm always like, well, I've been single for 25 years, and I've been perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But, like, genuinely, like, am I, like, genuinely okay with living the rest of my life potentially with no one? And when you were talking about, like, because you kept saying, like, there's someone out there for me, there's someone out there for me. What are your thoughts on, like, the whole idea of, like, soulmates and, like, my missing rib? Because I do have kind of a stance on that. But...
Oh, okay. I'll go first. Honestly, I've been going back and forth on this lately just because I came to a point where I thought I did find my soulmate, and we're not together. And so I kind of feel like I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't think so. Because when I think about, I guess specifically people in the Bible who had relationships, for example, Ruth, she had a husband who passed away, but God was able to redeem that family by, I don't know the correct wordage for this. I might have said this wrong. But God provided her with another husband, Boaz. And so I think there might not be specifically soulmates. I think there are obviously people that they meet their one person and you could just tell, like, oh, they're meant to be. They're a great couple. But I think sometimes when we start saying, like, soulmates, it kind of could get into the way of our relationship with the Lord. Like, it can kind of, I don't know, like, for a past relationship, I think I definitely started putting them above my relationship with the Lord. So it can kind of mess that up a bit. What are your thoughts on this, Jacob?
I do line up with kind of how your stance is, in the sense that I don't think there's one specific person out there for you. I would like to think that there are
like 10 wives.
Like a select group of people out there for you almost. It sounds weird to say it like that, but I genuinely think, like, there's no one right person. Like, there's no specific person that you're destined to be with at some point. Like, it's, God will bring about people throughout your life some are there to teach you things, some are there for lessons, some are there for only specific seasons.
Yes.
But I do believe it often takes like your initiative on the opportunity and your willingness to choose that opportunity.
It's kind of like part of God giving us a free will.
Yeah.
Like he's giving us that option to choose. I think it was Jillian who told me once, she's like, there's not like one specific thing that God's saying, you need to choose
It's
this,
the
you need to
spec
choose
theory.
this. It's like God's giving us all these opportunities. He loves us so much that he's not forcing us to choose him or to choose a specific life. He's like, I want you to live your life like with free will.
And glorify him while doing it.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I think that, that kind of involves us having to make decisions on our own, and that's kind of hard and it's scary because it's like, what if we choose wrong? And sometimes we do, and that's okay. Okay.
I want to go back to you had mentioned like putting relationships ahead of him or in front of him. And it's like you're putting your purpose in something that's not him. You're putting your purpose in the purposeless and not the purposeful. I don't know if that logically makes sense.
Sound like bars to me.
Yeah, I think like people often they go through their life and they're chasing titles and careers and money and accolades, and we don't take any of that with us beyond earth. Like, so why are we seeking purpose in things that aren't going to bring us fulfillment or genuine purpose, like actual genuine purpose? When in reality we really should be understanding that like none of this really matters. Like this life doesn't, like, live your life, enjoy it, but in the end, like, none of this is gonna matter. Like when you're on your deathbed, what are you gonna be asking for? Are you gonna be asking for all the money you made, the items you bought all throughout your life? No, you're gonna be asking for the people. You're gonna be asking for your family, your loved ones. Like that's the kind of questions you have to ask yourself in order to realize what really matters in life. It's not the materialistic items, it's the relationships and the community and the memories you're gonna make with those communities. It's just sometimes I feel like people have it so warped, and I see it so often working in such a tight corporate industry where people are like chasing money, they're chasing titles or chasing achievements. It's like, I don't want that to be my life. Like, I don't want to be the person who's living in the office trying to chase all these numbers and titles. I want to be the person who spends his life around the people that matter most to me.
Wow. That's good. If you click the link below, you could try to register to be Jacob's new girlfriend. Fill out the questionnaire, and we'll get back
There'll be
to
a survey.
Yeah, it'll be a survey at the end.
That's terrible. There will not be a survey.
But no, that's honestly so true. It's good stuff. Ooh, I got a question to follow that up. When you were first going into this job, do you think your mindset was kind of to follow them at first into that, or did you get any, I don't want to use the word temptation, but like, did you get any kind of urge to want to, I guess, to kind of have the goals that they had?
I think I was driven to learn, to understand, to just like excel in the job and make sure I can do it well. I'm one of those people who always likes to put their best foot forward. I don't like to like do things like, I guess, like half-assed in a way. I always like to put the best product forward possible. And that was through my whole interview process, is like, I want to learn this job from top to bottom. I want to be as good as I can possibly be. but I also knew there was a balance between being good at the job and the job consuming my life.
Yeah.
And I think I've done a pretty decent job of balancing that. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm there, I'm gonna do everything I can to do my job as well as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
But after a certain point, I'm like, no, like I want to go home. Like I
Yeah.
want to go. It's a nice day out. I want to go hang out with
Yeah.
friends. I want to go somewhere. Like it's like the job's important, and like to me, it's like it's a privilege to be in the role that I'm in right now. But like I don't want it to be who I am. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't want it to be my identity. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't need to make money, I wouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just wouldn't. Like I don't love it. Like it's interesting. The people are cool, but I would choose not to be there if I didn't have to be there,
Yeah.
or I didn't feel like I had to rely on the income. And you know, and like I also remember like I'm like still young. I'm still in like the early stages of a career, so you gotta kind of have to put the
Yeah.
work in to get to the point where you don't feel like you're being consumed all day every day by your work, where you can have a little more freedom and a little more flexibility to live a life while you're still working.
Yeah.
So I get that. So I got to balance put the work in, but also don't let the work be your life.
Yeah. How do you balance that, like, with your faith? Like, making sure it doesn't kind of, like, let's say, for example, like, they're like, hey, we need you on a Sunday, or we need you on a day where you have a different commitment with church, or I guess just anything where it might kind of mix
Fortunately, they're pretty good about like allowing you to like live your life and take care of yourself.
That's good.
But there are times where I feel like this just seems over the top or unnecessary. And sometimes it's like, okay, I get it, but also at the times it's like this is just like it feels like too much.
Yeah.
It's like to me it looks like this job is so much who you are, but I don't want that to be me.
Yeah.
Like
I feel that.
there's people in there when I get in, because I get in pretty early, and there are people who are already there, and then I leave later in the evening, and when I leave, they're still there,
Man.
and it's just like like good for you if this is what you love
Yeah.
doing, but I don't want that to be me.
Yeah. I think what you were saying earlier, like when you think about at the end of your life, what you're going to be wanting at that point, it's important to think about what are we chasing in life? Like, are we chasing this career or this money that's going to be gone when we're gone? Like, what are we truly trying to fulfill our life with right now, with the short amount of time we have? Yeah.
Don't let time pass you too quickly. Be present.
Yes, be present.
Be present.
Presence?
Presence. No, be present.
Well, what else? Like, is there any fun summer plans? We have some friends getting married next
We do
week.
have friends getting married. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't believe it's already here.
yeah.
It's impressive.
True. What's your dream wedding? Like, do you have that? Do you guys have that?
I'm sure there are guys out there who have like.
Do you
dream
have
weddings.
like any kind of like, I guess when you think about, oh, if I ever get married one day, like what's something that you're like, oh,
Like
I
a
want this in my
non-negotiable?
wedding? Yeah. Like, do you want like a bull riding thing?
I always
machine?
wanted the only like
Oh yeah.
the wedding could be whatever my future wife wants it to be.
Hear that, ladies?
As long as she's happy. There's only two things I want.
Oh, okay, ladies. These two things.
I think it'd be really cool because I know Maddie and Jake are doing like basketballs with like their names on it.
Oh.
I like to do something like that, but instead
Yeah.
of basketballs, I want it to be swords. Like two great swords with our names on it. So then you could put them on the wall and they could cross. Like that'd be kind of sweet.
Like, is there a sword fight going on?
No,
with
they're just
them?
swords.
They're just display.
They're just swords.
Okay.
Display swords.
Like, what kind of swords are we talking? Like
Like-
fencing swords
Like medieval
or knight?
great swords.
Wow.
Like, I think that'd be sick.
Is it gonna have like your
Like the names
new
engraved on the
family
blades.
shield? You know.
That would be cool. I've never,
Yeah.
but I was just thinking like get the names engraved on the blades.
That's pretty cool.
That would be the one. I think that'd be awesome.
Hear that, ladies?
The second one is I want a donkey that has satchels
Okay,
with
Shrek.
coolers full of beer.
This is. I feel like I've heard this from you before.
Yes.
Okay, this
A
is
beer
this one I
donkey.
know is real because he's brought this up multiple times.
Want a beer donkey.
Have you seen this before?
I have. It
Did
is
you get to
incredible.
experience
I
it?
have not, but
Just online, you
I've
saw
seen
it.
it before, and it's so cool. And think about it, like
A beer donkey.
everybody's gonna remember it. Like remember
Yeah.
at their wedding, they had a donkey that was serving beer. Like
That, I'll admit that I would remember that and go, that was a fun time.
exactly.
That was a fun time. Wow, those are pretty fun. Honestly, that's good additions.
Great addition.
Great additions. Oh my gosh. Could get a donkey.
Jesus did ride on a donkey.
Yeah. Not with beer, but
We'll do wine.
hey, yeah. Put some fish in there.
Put some
bread,
fish and bread.
multiply it.
Yeah.
That's
Be
insane.
fruitful and multiply.
Man.